Good morning, welcome back to another trucking vlog. I just delivered my first loads. It's a little bit past 8 in the morning. It's still very dark outside. It's very cold today. My curtains were completely frozen, so it made it very difficult to open them. But the first delivery is done. It was a truck full of insulation. I just sent a message to my dispatch and now I'm waiting a little bit to hear back from dispatch to know what the rest of the day has in store for us. But it's very cold, it's very slippery today. This night it rained a little bit and then it was freezing, so the roads are completely covered in black ice. It's very dangerous. Where I have to unload one of the forklift drivers, he's driving around on salt, and while getting out to refill the salt, he actually slipped and hit his head pretty bad. So yeah, it's a day to be very cautious on the roads. But yeah, gonna wait a few minutes because I think dispatch is just arriving at the office. And then we'll see what we have to do. But it's Monday, so normally on Monday I'm gonna do some pickups just around the neighborhoods. And yeah, then I go to our warehouse where we unload and load the trucks in a way that makes sense. So some people can go to Germany, some to Holland, others stay in Belgium. We got our next load. So right now it's about an hour 15 minutes drive till we get there to pick it up. It's not too far away. I've been there once before, I think. Not too difficult to get there, not too difficult to load, unload. And I'm picking up 5 IBCs and then I'm bringing them almost to a warehouse, a little bit past our warehouse actually, to one of the customers who we drive for very often. So I'm expecting I'm gonna go there, unload, and then probably take a load from there, take it to a warehouse where yeah, I'm gonna swap loads with someone else or something like that. That's what I'm expecting for now, but you never know. It's still possible that there are gonna come extra pickups along the way. There's been a change of plans. I'm going to pick up another load very close to my home. It's about 2 minutes from where I live, and that's then gonna go back to the same city as the warehouse is. But it doesn't actually matter because where I have to pick up the load now, it was actually on the roads of where I'm going, and he sent me it just in time. Yeah, I'm very happy to go there because it's a customer I did in my previous video as well. So the guys there are very friendly, also very friendly to unload. I don't have my forklift with me on the back, so I didn't have it with me all last week either because a colleague had some issues and he's using my forklift. I'm not sure if there's going to be people there to unload or if I'm first going to head to the warehouse to pick up my forklift. We'll find out when we get there, when it's loaded, when we have to unload. But yeah, for picking up, it's a way better place than one I originally had to go to. About 10-15 minutes we arrive for the pickup. I'm almost should be for the pickup. I have to try and make everyone know I'm gonna reverse in, so the cars behind me stay behind me, and the ones who are just passing me from the front, they also leave. So the ones in the front are passed. Now I'm gonna set myself up. I think the car behind me got the memo. Always like to open my windows, that way if you hit something or someone honks it, you actually hear it before it's too late. And the guy behind me is waiting, so now nice and easy reverse in. No need to go fast, just take your time, do it easy. Better slow and properly than fast and you hit something. But it's very wide to get in, so that makes it pretty easy. The street is a little bit narrow, but that driveway is pretty open, pretty easy, so yeah. And just like that we're in. Always like to say thank you to the people who waited for me, you know, just being a little bit polite. That may help for the next truck driver who needs to reverse in front of them, so they don't think like all truck drivers are assholes or something like that. So I always like to give a little wave, so they know, oh, the guy's friendly. Next time we see a truck, we should maybe give him some room to maneuver as well. It are just 8 pallets with aluminum frames on them. So the guy's gonna come outside, he's gonna load them in. I opened one side. Well, that's all loaded up. Just gonna strap the last pallet down, head inside for the paperwork, and then we're about half an hour drive to go and deliver this. Not too bad, and I did put a little bit more to this side, so it's a little bit easier to unload later on. Got the paperwork. The place I'm unloading at, I've never been there before, but it's very close to a warehouse, so I do know my way around there quite well. The truck is absolutely filthy. They sprayed the roads with salt to stop it from freezing, but now when you're driving behind the car, all the salt is coming up, so the truck, the windshield, the windows, all very dirty. Not ideal. And yeah, normally I would take the highway to go there, but when I'm leaving here, they're still working, and if I take the highway, they have to pass my exits, take the next exit, turn around and go back, and it just takes a bunch of extra time. So instead of doing that, I'm just gonna go through some cities, because that's the easiest and the shortest way for the moment. Everything's unloaded, went pretty smoothly, and now I just got word from my dispatcher that I can head towards the office. It's about 5 minutes to head to the office. I'm assuming they are gonna let me go to the office to get some fuel and maybe put the truck through the truck wash, because it's very dirty. But I don't know if I actually want to put it through the truck wash, but because the roads are still wet and they're expecting more rain tonight, so putting it in the truck wash kind of pointless for the moment. But I'm gonna get fuel anyway, because that's necessary, and then probably deliver my papers and yeah, get the next load. Maybe it's a big pickup, or it's a pickup after which I can go home or head out immediately, something like that. I did end up putting it through the car wash because it was very, very dirty. I can't see anything through my mirrors anymore, through the windows, so yeah, it's also it also doesn't look nice for the customers when you arrive with a dirty truck. I'm sure most of them will understand that it's winter, the roads are filthy, so the trucks are gonna get dirty as well. But still, it doesn't look good for the customers, it doesn't look good for me as a driver. So I decided to just put it through the car wash, and in the meantime I went to the office to hear what's up. Not sure why I actually had to go to the office, but I dropped off my papers, got some new paperwork, and now I'm on the way to do a pickup, very close by, about half an hour drive, so that's not too bad. apparently it's my lucky day. So the truck standing against the dock is their own truck. I asked them if they could move it for me, but they cannot since they're still loading it. But for once they're willing to load me from the side, so I don't have to put myself against the dock. Just gonna make it a little bit more difficult for later on, because then I have to reverse all the way back to the rental. Because yeah, the rental is about 200 meters behind me, so normally you go against the dock, you turn around and you're perfectly for the rental. Now I have to load from the side, then reverse back and then head into the rental, but that's no big issue. I don't have to do the dock. The dock looked like it's gonna be pretty okay today. The dock itself is quite empty except for the truck, but across the street there's a car parked which is normally not there, and I normally use that space to put myself straight a little bit. All loaded up. Now I'm gonna head back to the warehouse, probably unload all of this and hopefully load for tomorrow, or maybe even today, we'll see. Took my 30-minute break, unloaded the truck, and now I'm headed back to where I live, because where I loaded this morning, right around the corner, I have to go unload there once again today, and that then has to be delivered, I think around Brussels. Yeah, it's a little bit underneath Brussels in the French part of Belgium. I did have a quick phone call with one of my colleagues, because this morning a colleague of mine, he went to deliver at the same building site I'm going tomorrow, and dispatch told me that he had some difficulties, but yeah, apparently they gave the wrong address. They gave just the normal address of the company, and right next to the company there's a low bridge, 2 meters 80, so yeah, that's no good with the truck. But apparently you have to unload from at the back, but when you're already at the front it's a little bit difficult to go to the back. I also know the right way to go, and he backed up in the street because it's a little gravel road, so he figured I'll better back in so it's easier to get out. But he told me it was very slippery this morning, very sketchy, so he told me it's maybe better if you drive in front and then reverse out, or maybe it's possible to turn around on site with my truck, but yeah, I will see that tomorrow when we get there. very happy I called my colleague yesterday, because I just arrived at the gate and without his help I wouldn't have trusted the GPS, because it's a little gravel road. It's very small, it was a very tight corner to get in here. But I just called the guys, apparently I'm at the right place, he's coming to pick me up here. So yeah, that all worked out perfectly. So the first one is unloaded, it was very cold. Now I have to blindside reverse out of here. The road's completely covered with ice, so let's see how it goes. That didn't go as planned. For the moment I'm stuck. So I was taking my corner and I needed to come back straight, but the truck slid on a bit of ice and now it's at an angle. I can't save it anymore, so I should be able to pull forwards and then put it a bit straight and then get out. But yeah, since everything around me is ice, that's not working. So this is what we're dealing with now. And my truck is still pushing it further to the ditch, so I don't have the space to turn around. So what I'm gonna do is take off the forklift. With the forklift, lift up the trailer and put that a bit more back on the road, and hopefully that gives me enough room to get back out of here. So the trailer is moved. I'm not gonna say this is a perfect way to do it, but in a pinch it definitely does its job. So I put it a little bit too much to the other side now because I still have to come straight. So we're gonna try and do that as gentle as possible. And this should work beautiful. The sun is in my eyes. And that worked like a charm. So now I just have to go all the way back down this dirt path. And I think I'm gonna have to get out again of the truck to go and check where I'm going now, because I'm almost at the end of this path, but since I have no visibility behind me, I don't know if there's actually a road behind me or if it's a field or... So just really quickly gonna head out, check where I have to go with my truck. What I think I'm gonna do is just go almost straight back this little road. Yeah, I'm gonna go straight back. So I'm there, I have to go there, so I'm gonna go a little bit in there. So yeah, just straight back, a little bit blindsided, a little downhill, but when I'm there it should be fine, then I'm able to get out. Unloading, very cold, but went pretty smoothly. The guys that helped a little bit to put everything inside, and then when I was finished unloading, they offered to buy me a coffee, so I had a coffee, had a little chat with the guys, and apparently they called ahead to my company to let them know that hey, it's not a perfect place, it's gonna be a bit difficult, he's gonna drive around a little bit with the forklift, so can we book some extra time for unloading, because that way there was nothing in my computer this morning when I left except unloading there. Now I do have a load very close to where I live. I'm gonna pick that up, bring that to our warehouse. One of the things I learned when I became a truck driver is you have to be independent. So you have to sometimes think outside the box to solve some issues. Most of the time, if you have a problem at another job, you can ask a colleague to come and help you. But for me, that's not possible. I can't just call a colleague like, hey, come with your truck, I'm stuck, come help me, hold my hand, drive my truck. You can't do that. Just arrived at my loading point. 9 times out of 10 the guys want to load from the side, which is perfect for me with the forklift on the back. But today apparently there's some big packages which they like to load from the back. So yeah, I already turned around, because normally I always turn around, load, and then I get out. But now I'm just having to turn around again so they can load from the sides they want to load. That's all loaded up. Half a trailer full of, yeah, I don't know, I showed you guys in the video, but I don't know how to call it. But it's half a trailer, all loaded with hand, so it was pretty heavy to load. And normally I had to do one more pickup and then I could go to the office to unload. But I just got a message from dispatch asking if I want to go to the south of France for the rest of the week. And I was like, south of France? Yes sir! So yeah, now I'm going to the office, disconnect my trailer, pick up another trailer, and Then I'm gone for the rest of the week.